So we're going to talk about writing proportions because we've already done proportions and you guys rock it. So I want to make sure, even if you have a story problem, I want to make sure you know how to set it up and then solve it. So this very first example on the board, don't write it down. Again, don't write it down, just look. I'm just going to show you what you might see. Okay, up on the shaking, making you dizzy. Guys, this is a typical problem. Look at a table and then decide how do we write a proportion from that. Let's make sure you understand what's going on in the table though. I think it's applicable to you guys. Most of you have cell phones. So it's saying last month you bought 2 ringtones and how much did it cost? $6. Perfect. This month you've bought 3 ringtones and you haven't had your bill yet. So you're like, oh man, how much is this going to cost me? So there's 2 ways you can set this up. There's actually more than that, but we'll just go over 2 ways. So the way that we've talked about is this way right here. I just think of this up in the table as a fraction. This one, same thing as a fraction, I just put an equal sign between them. So we've got, you can set it up 2 ringtones over $6 equals 3 ringtones over X dollars. So if you don't want to put on the units, that's just 2 over 6 equals 3 over X. Copy that part down on your notes. And then solve it. Grab your calculators, solve it. Alright, Dagan, thanks for raising your hand. How did you solve this one?
I did 6 times 3.
6 times 3.
Divided by 2.
Divided by what? 2. Divided by 2. And what was your final answer?
9.
9. Guys, give Dagan a thumbs up if you agree with the 9. Good job, good job. Okay, well, what about this one? The bottom one. What if we put the ringtones together? So ringtones over 2 ringtones over 3 ringtones, $6 over X dollars. So this is the setup for this one. We leave off the units, solve this one. 2 over 3 equals 6 over X. Go for it, solve it. Okay, are you noticing something on this one? Hand in there, tell me exactly how you solved this one. Amanda, what'd you do? Okay, 6 times 3 divided by 2, and what'd you get?
9.
So what I'm trying to get across to you, guys, did we get the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just got to be careful how you set it up. You can choose the way to set it up. Okay, let's do another problem. So this one. So you've got a story problem up there, but then we have this awesome table to organize the information in the story problem. So this is a, what is it, black bean soup recipe. So maybe I'm making my own recipe. I only need 1 serving for tonight for my dinner. But what if you guys are amazing and I said, I'll bring you black bean soup tomorrow? I've got to do what with my recipe? I've got to make it bigger, right? Double it. I don't know if doubling it would cut it. I'd have to like times it by 30, right? Okay, so this one is saying, what if you have to change your recipe because you have more guests coming over? Are you okay if we just do it like this? Let's change this to a fraction, put an equal sign and a fraction. Yeah? Okay, so let's copy it down. Let's get the units in there. So this is 1.5 cups of black beans over 1 tomato. It's going to be the same as 6 cups of black beans over, I got to go to the store and figure out how many tomatoes to buy. Okay, so you can think of this as your X right there. Okay, now be very careful, guys. I'm going to be picky on your assignment. I want to see this work. I must see the setup every time, not just the answer. So if you haven't written this part down on your notes, write it down. And then solve it. Okay, raise your hand if you have an answer. That's a lot of you. Cooper, can you tell me what you did, please?
I did 6 times 1.
Okay.
Divided by 1.5.
Perfect. 6 times 1 divided by 1.5. Cooper, what'd you get?
4.
4. Guys, let's add it in. Is that 4 cups of black beans or 4 tomatoes? Add it in. 4 tomatoes. There we go. Final answer. How many of you got that? Let me see. Yeah? Question, Lauren?
Do we have to put the 1.5 cups and then?
Okay, Lauren's question is, do we have to put the 1.5 cups and the 1 tomato? Yes, because watch. You want cups over tomatoes. On the other side, you want to make sure you set it up right and do cups over tomatoes. It's actually really helpful. Okay, let's look at the next one. Uh-oh, no table on this one. Okay, and you don't have this written down, so we've got to write down what's appropriate. So let's read over it. It says the school has 950 students. Wait, 950 students, is that boys and girls? Okay, keep that in mind, it's going to matter. It says the ratio of female to all students is 48 over 95. Guys, write that down. That's part of our proportion. So we've got 48 over 95. We're going to have equal something over something. Let's figure it out. Okay, go backwards. right before the 48 over 95, it tells you 48 what over 95 what. Which part's the females though? The 48 or the 95?
48.
Perfect. So sneak it in. Put down that the 48 stands for females. And the 95 stands for all students. Okay, so it says write and solve a proportion to find the number of female students. So this is what I was telling Lauren. It matters. We've got to put that letter F either on top or on bottom. What do you think? Should the letter F go on top or on bottom? Oh, I heard top and bottom. I want someone to defend themselves. It's this and Y. Okay, you ready? Watch. Look, up here, 48 what? Over 95 what? All students. Females, they have to be on the top in the numerator. So that letter F has to be in the numerator because it's females. That's what I was telling Lauren a second ago. So females right here. Well, now we need another all number. Charles, what is it? 950, right from the beginning of the problem. It says the whole school has 950 students. So there you go. Again, I'm reminding you on your assignment, I must see this part first. Now solve it. Go for it. Now you see the setup, now you can solve it. Okay, Josh, tell us how you solved this one. What did you do?
I did 950 times 48
950 times 48, okay.
divided by 95.
Divided by 95. Wait. I think I can do this, Josh. Make sure I do it right. I want to guess 480.
Yes.
Is it?
Yep.
480 what, though? Ooh, good job, Lauren. 480 females. Don't think I'm amazing, but I think 950 divided by 95 is 10. 10 times 48 is 480. You can use your number sense, right? Okay, let's do another one. I want to help you with number 1 in your workbook. So stop on the scratch paper. Don't lose it because we're going to come back to your scratch paper for our activity. But right now, go to your workbooks. Open your workbooks to page 70. Let's do number 1 together. Okay, on every problem, well, most of the problems I should say on this assignment, you've got to show the setup first. So get it going. Let's do something over something equals something over something. We've got to have ratios. Creating a proportion, they've got to be equal. So 2 equal fractions. Okay, well, I always start with this. Because 84%, percent is always out of how much?
100.
There you go, that's a fraction. What does that fraction look like?
84.
There you go. Let's put it on the right side. So let's put 84 over 100. Okay. Uh-oh. Well, now we only have 2 spots. One's going to be a variable, and one's for the 50. Okay, think about this. It's saying the test is worth 50 points. This student got 84% on it. Well, if it's worth 50, did he get all 50? No, he got less than 50, right? So you've got to think, we've got to figure out how many out of 50 he got. So where does the 50 go if we're trying to figure out of how many? Show me with your thumbs up, or down, thumbs down. Let me look. You are right, it goes on the bottom because it's out of 50. So there you go. Put your variable up here. Okay, I'm going to say it for like the 10th time. You must have this set up in your workbooks. Now you solve it. Okay, Jalen, tell us what you did.
I did 50 times 84
Okay,
divided by 100.
perfect. And what did you get?
42.
42 points. He got 42 points out of 50 points. Not too bad. Okay, so number 3, we now have a table because it seems like you do fine with tables. So let's think of this as a fraction right here. Put the equal sign and then another fraction here. So setup would be 104 miles over 4 gallons. It's going to be proportional to 78 miles over, we don't know how many gallons. That's our variable. G for the variable. Okay, again, we are writing in our workbooks. I must see the setup in your workbook. Now solve it on your calculator. Okay, Alec, tell us what you did for this one.
I did 4 times 78.
Okay, 4 times 78.
And I divided it by
5 by 104, and what'd you get?
3 gallons.
3 gallons. Way to say gallons. Guys, give him a thumbs up if you agree with Alec. Nicely done. Okay, so it says your school buys 30 graphing calculators for $1,000, $1,822.50. Do you believe that that's how much they really cost?
No.
Yes, graphing calculators are insanely expensive. You gotta be so nice to them. So setup, I probably would have done 30 calculators, C for calculators, over the money, $1,822.50. How many of you did the same part? Same thing on that side. Good job. Okay, be careful on this side though. It's gonna equal something over something. Right here, it's 120 calculators. Does the 120 thumbs up go on top or thumbs down go on bottom? Yeah, I want to hear from the on top people. Why? Why does 120 go on top? Alec, how come?
Because it's calculator.
It's calculators. Calculators on top over here, calculators on top over there. Put your variable right there. Okay, if you haven't done this setup, again, I must see this part. I must see this part. Now solve it. Okay, Michaela, will you tell us how you solved this one? What did you do?
I multiplied 1,822 and 50
So she multiplied 1,822.50 by what?
by 120,
Okay,
and then I divided it by 30.
then you divide it by 30. Okay, give me 2 seconds. All right, what did you get for your final answer, Michaela?
7,290.
7,290. Woo, that's big. Okay, is that 7,290 calculators or $7,290? Dollars, because it goes on the bottom. Don't forget your dollar sign. Curious, how many of you got to? Let me see. Wait, go back if you haven't.